career.
The incredible thing is that throughout Paul's life, no matter what has happened to him, no matter what traumatic circumstances, that football has been the thing that has come shining through. I mean, in the book it's all chronicled what has happened to him over the years. But through Pearse Rovers, where he started with Tommy Heffernan, and then on to Dalkey United and Frank Mullen and Tom Cullen and Johnny Young and those people, Johnny Dunn, there was this great footballing ability that put Paul onto a level where he was accepted, number one, and number two, where he actually stood head and shoulders above other people of his own age and his schoolmates.
But wasn't there a thing in Dalkey United that the Man United scout was someone you were acquainted with, and there was no way they were going to let scouts of other teams come near you because you were destined for Man United? That's what it says in the book.
Yes, yes.
Yes, that's, yeah.
There was.
It says that in the book. No, to be honest, I think both Frank Mullen, Tommy Cullen, Johnny Dunn, they had Billy Behan, whose son actually played with us. You know, obviously he used to come down to watch his son, maybe, and
he was the scout.
Yeah, he was the scout, and he actually eventually brought me to Man United.
Yeah. It's fair to say, I think, that your time in Man United wasn't a happy one, and Alex Ferguson and you would not be the best of friends. I think we're called. Would you like to expound?
Well, the thing about Paul is when he went to United initially at 22, he made an immediate impact in the reserves and with Ron Atkinson, and then he got into the first team in sort of 1983 was the first game. So they went to the cup final that year, but Paul was in the squad, but he didn't actually play. By 2 years later, when Kevin Moran was sent off in the 85 final and Paul played the pass that got him sent off, he had now been accepted as part and parcel of the United team. But it was when Ron Atkinson, as every Manchester United manager, they deal in the currency of championships over there, and because he didn't win the championship, he was let go by the club very early in the season. And Alex Ferguson arrived from Aberdeen with a reputation to prove himself as a Manchester United manager. And I think if you look now at how Alex Ferguson has handled Eric Cantona, for example, who was...
yeah, I was going to ask you that. I mean, you are... I suppose difficult was the word that they often use about you, because you have a kind of depressive side to you at times, which has brought you to drink more than once and things like that. And you have an adventurous side, which has got you into trouble on occasion. Eric Cantona is a difficult fellow. And just, Cathal, would you like to contrast the difference between the way he's treated Eric Cantona and the way he treated Paul?
I think actually if Alex Ferguson was honest with himself, he would probably thank Paul now and Norman Whiteside for the way he treated them, because I think he matured as a manager out of that. And from that, he learned how to cope with people like Cantona. I mean, he's had other problems with other players. There's been all sorts of newspaper stories in England about various things that have gone on at the club. So I think the way he handled Paul was wrong, and I think he learned from that. I think the happiest day for Paul, and probably for Alex Ferguson, was the day that he signed for Graham Taylor and for Aston Villa.
And Aston Villa. And then Graham Taylor went on, of course, to manage England.
Yeah, but to be fair to Graham Taylor, he probably doesn't get the credit he deserves for the way he looked after Paul, because he devised a training schedule, for example, that allowed him to work in the gym when the other lads were out in the rain and the snow, and Paul was sitting inside talking to the tea ladies.
Because even then your knees were problematic. Or one of them was.
Always been dodgy, yeah. Dodgy knees.
Playing for Villa, I mean, you had the great satisfaction in the Coca-Cola Cup of winning.
Yeah, I think probably I was the only person who, you know, really realised what we'd done. Because Man United, I think they were favourites and stuff like that. But
did you get to say anything to Alex Ferguson afterwards?
He actually shook hands with me, and I can't believe that, even to this day. Yeah.
Right. He did shake hands with you.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, it was kind of, well, more of a wave than a shaking hands.
Because we have to remember that he caused you to be fined £8,500 for just giving an interview to a newspaper. I mean, because you said things about him, all of which were true, but he just resented the fact that you'd said them.
Yeah, you know, obviously, you know, I can't say too much about that, but I mean, it did cost me a lot of money, and you know, hopefully it won't again.
I'm wondering, how comfortably off are you now, Paul? I mean, you've had your ups and downs. Man United got you for nothing virtually, and they paid you buttons for all of your time there, or much of your time there? All of your time there, really?
Probably all of it, yeah.
I mean, when you went to a lesser side, financially a lesser side, they doubled your salary immediately.
Well, I think a lot of people thought that, you know, if you're playing for Manchester United, you're obviously a millionaire or something, or not a millionaire, but you earn a lot of money and stuff like that. And to be honest, I was earning more at home when I joined Man United. Sorry.
Sorry.
But
you were earning more for St.
Aston
Pat's than you got when you transferred to Man United.
Yeah.
You're doing a bit of fencing on the side as well, so between the two.
Obviously, Aston Villa doubled my wages when I went, there and stuff. So,
and again, that has changed at United, because now players like Cantona and Roy Keane are on big money, and United are one of the top payers and top earners in England. Yeah. So they've learned from that as well.